Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast as well as my Facebook Live, Spiritual Sense. Today is Monday, which is February the 6th. And so in this Facebook Live, as well as Spiritual Sense podcast, I do a love tarot card reading. I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast, as well as this Facebook Live, is for entertainment purposes. Again, it is for entertainment purposes. That means that it is optional, okay? Oftentimes I may bring in the biblical text in regards to my main podcast topics and things of that sort. So if you are viewing in or will be listening in, you can go on my YouTube channel, which is also entitled Spiritual Sense. I have a variety of topics in regards to the paranormal, occult, and supernatural, okay? So we're going to proceed with a tarot card reading for today. I'm going to pull out two Egyptian cards. One and two. Two Egyptian cards. And then I'm going to proceed with my Miss Cleo's Tarot Power Deck cards. So I'm going to do a 6-card Celtic Cross with that. And then I'm going to do a 3-card love reading as well. Okay? So let's proceed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Alrighty. So, let's say 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, I like to start off by saying that tarot card reading is to each individualistic person. So what that means is you have to get your own tarot cards. You have to equate or associate whatever comes to mind to that card. Get you a spread that you prefer, stick to that spread, and it will all fall in suit with you. Once you summon your spirit guides to assist you, then it all will fall into place. You'll be very surprised how accurate tarot card reading can be, and oftentimes when you begin to do a reading, oftentimes you'll find that you are doing a self-reading on yourself. So take caution to that. I'd like to thank you, Father Supreme, being of all being, for waking me up this morning, family and friends alike, to see another day. Continue to bless us, shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. As it is said, it is so. I declare and I decree. I like to also pay homage to Bast, Yemaya, Shango, Osiris, Ma'at, and Ogun. So Orishas are deities of gods and goddesses that you can call upon in times of trouble. It's God by way of is what it is. You will begin to see that in ancient Greek, Egyptian, Roman mythology and mysticism, they oftentimes refer to gods such as Zeus and Thaddeus and Ra and Osiris. Oftentimes these mystical figures or mythical figures, they're God by way of whatever the representation of that is God by way of, okay? So it's basically to get your mind geared to not pay attention to certain things that may be apparent. So it's a critical thinking tool, so to speak. You just have to kind of like get into it and get an understanding as to what it is. It's not that bad off. You'll find that in Yoruba religion, Santeria religion, a lot of the African Buddha and Voodoo religions as well, Haitian voodoo worship by way of deities and things of that sort. Okay, so I'm going to proceed with the reading. This is card 1, 5 of staffs. Something lets me know that somebody is battling a demonic spirit, is what it lets me know. I feel as though this is someone who is battling a demonic spirit. Like this is something that has been taking over you for quite some time. You have a hard time dealing with it. What demonic spirit it is, I don't know. It would come to me prior to the ending of this reading. This is what I have. This is the deal breaker. What crosses over? The Magician. Something lets me know it has a lot to do with your belief. Like something lets me know that you're not someone. Oftentimes when I get this card, it's in relation to an illusion, particularly God. Like, could this very well be a battle in terms of how you think or how you feel? You could very well be somebody that is into the occult, such as myself. I'm not heavily into the occult. It's a curiosity. But I think this is somebody who is heavily into it. Like, we all would be curious about something, want to kind of like know, do a little research, but I think you are heavily into it. Something lets me know I'm speaking to somebody that may be a warlock. That's what I feel. Above the situation, I have this card here. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. That's what I have above the situation. So I think that you are a higher ranking person in this particular alchemy or whatever you want to refer to it as. I feel as though you are high ranking into it. And once things come into focus with for you, you'll begin to see when people gravitate to things such as that, it's a spirit. And God will show you parallels what that is. How one thing will tattle on to something else. This is what I have as the reason we got 8 of Staffs. So something lets me know that you're not the only one who's battling in this. And I think in essence is to enlighten you when you're dealing with superficiality is what it lets me know. Like God has adorned you this gift of the dark side so you can see revelation in people, when you can see when people is full of crap, so to speak. Do I feel as though everybody that may be into the occult, mysticism, witchcraft are evil people? No, I don't. I don't. That's why you got to be careful as to the words that you use when you're devilishing off into the occult, because everybody will quickly associate that to trying to do them ill will or harm. That is not the truth. Everybody that is into the occult is not in it to steal, kill, and destroy, or whatever the case may be. A lot of times people will use it as a mode of protection and shielding what is rightfully theirs. So it has nothing to do with getting out here and trying to manipulate people or control people and cause harm to people to get our way. No, that's not what me as a mysticism or a spiritualist is all about. You know, but you do have those out there that devilish into black magic, what is of a dark spirit as such. So you have to be very, very careful as to providing that information to people so they will know. To the left, I have Ace of Staffs. I think because you have this gift or this ability, you know, some people don't refer to it as a gift. I do. You have this ability to understand the dark side, and I think the curiosity. You know, a lot of times people don't want you coming around taking the attention away from them, so the first thing they'll do is say that you're trying to cause ill will towards them. That's the first thing they would do. And that's not always the case. Okay. This is what I have. I have Page of Cups. Something lets me know that something happened in your past. I don't know if it was a head injury, something, because as I just pulled that card up, it showed me like somebody bumping their head. I kid you not, when I pulled this card up. So I don't know if you suffer a head injury or some type of injury to your head to where what it did was it suffered, it caught, well, I do have this card here, so, and I had been looking at it, so could there very well be, you know, because I looked at that card and all, that's why, you know, come up with that analysis, could very well be, but as I mentioned with synchronicity, it's going to give me inclinations as to what transpired to cause you and a lot of people who has this gift. Something lets me know it's something neurologically that happened in your past. How I know this, because this is what happened with me as a child. Something neurologically happened in your past, and as a result, it opened up and expanded things that he put within you. Like something lets me know that at one point in time, people felt as though you was off. I'm just gonna put it out there. People felt as though you was off, or you wasn't all there, slow, or whatever the case may be. And somehow over time, with the correct manipulation by way of science, when the, you know, an update or innovation in science, they was able to detect what it was, and then it opened up this whole genre with you. And I think that's what has happened, is open up this whole genre, this whole world, I should say, of knowledge and spiritual understanding and capability, or what have you, because, you know, God has his way of sealing us and shielding us from certain things at your due time. When you're in the right place and space, will I expand, and you will be able to get understanding about that and what that was. So I think this is your time now where wisdom is coming into place. You will already know when someone is headed toward that road, but it will begin to expand. Now this is the next card that I have here. So I don't know what exactly, I'm going to say this is the Ace of Swords, is what I'm going to say. You cannot let everybody know about this, You can't let everybody know, and I feel like because I mentioned Warlock, I feel like I'm speaking to a male, is what I feel like, in regards to, this, the occult, supernatural, and things of that sort. I honestly feel that way. I think you get visited by spirits from the other side, and when I mean spirits, I mean actual like energies from the other side. I think they're family members. They're nothing malevolent, nothing that you should be afraid of, but that's what I feel. I also feel as though that you can see auras around people. Like you can see people that remind you of loved ones that have passed over. I think you can see that as well. I do. So I'm gonna pull out 3 love cards. This is what I'm gonna pull out. Because you know, oftentimes when I do a love reading, it may not necessarily be, you know, these are my Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. Okay, again, I want to stress, I don't know if somebody just stepped in, I want to stress that this podcast as well as this Facebook Live is for entertainment purposes. That means if it's something you don't agree with, please go to the next live channel. Okay? So this is what I have. I have love calls. What I have. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. I think you're going to, to be honest with you, I think you're going to take this, quote, gift, and people are going to begin to reach out to you for advice, is what I feel. Because you are able to see apart from. So I think that you're going to begin to receive, may not necessarily be like in a business setting, but it may be family, friends, your closest circle of people that you convey with or speak to, that's going to ask you your opinion about certain things. Now I have the butterfly here. Relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child growth. So I think in essence, you essentially is able to tap into a dark energy apart from what is being said. Like I guess what I'm getting at is, how because of coercion and manipulation and fear of harm and rejection, many times people will give you a discreet or a more political correct version of whatever transpired in terms of something that happened, particularly in the past or currently going on. And I think you will be that person who's able to tap into when it's something more than what is being conveyed. Like, I think you have that ability. The next card I have here says Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. So again, you as it would say, a poker, like it would say poker face. You ever heard of this term, poker face? Like, you would know when you can't just take things as face value. Like, you can't just go off of, you will know apart from. Like, say for instance, if somebody is in a situation where they're being abused or being manipulated or controlled, or they don't really, you will have the ability to tap into apart from. Catch my drill? So I think that's basically a gift for you, oddly enough. People will try to, oftentimes when you are like this, oftentimes people will try to play on your intelligence. They will try to say that something is wrong with you. You need to go do this, you need to go do that. They'll find any means to get you. And they'll begin to speak about, petty shit, like what you look like, dress like, what you driving, where you stay. Anything to kind of throw you off. So you have to have thick skin. You have to have, as they say, the ability to, withstand it all. Because I know what I'm here to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Apart from. Okay, so I think that was a very interesting reading for somebody out there that, like I said, is dealing with some struggles in terms of a demonic spirit. Something lets me know that the demons that you're battling are not necessarily. I do feel as though you have, as I mentioned, relatives that come and visit you to assist you, but I think a lot of the demons that presents to you are not of your own. These are spirits from somewhere else, and you are able to tap into that. So that's basically what that is. Now, when I say spirits from somewhere else, it could be somebody in your family history. They worked in some type of investigative or some type of works where they had to do a lot of digging and, you know, probing into people's personal business. It could very well be somebody that's to come, like a child, grandchild, or family member's child, or whatever the case may be. Alright, so I got 2 Moonology cards. I'm going to read those now. This is card 1. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So it's to hone your skills, get you to step out of your comfort zone. You will be expanded, and you'll begin to see in a different aspect of life. You'll begin to see how God communicates back to you, and you'll begin to realize that we are all spiritually connected, whether it be favorably or unfavorably, and how God manipulates things, and He will put the spirit in people, and it's just done without thought. You'll begin to see that. We have this next card here. Alright, it says, be bold and make the first move, card in the moon. So, in essence, he's gonna put you're gonna make the first move. That means you're gonna have to take the initiative. But along the way, He's going to guide you. You would know the difference. You'll just have to go through it to understand exactly what I'm talking about, if you not have already gained that understanding. Okay? So I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense Daily Love Tarot Card Reading. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you are more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.